Fear and Greed is supported by Mentored by Mark Burris. Access some of Australia's best business minds at mentored.com.au. Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Market Report for Thursday, the 27th of May 2021, where in just a few minutes I tell you everything you need to know about what's happened in financial markets and the world of economics today. I'm Sean Aylmer. The S&P ASX 200 finished the day flat, trading in a pretty narrow range all day. The mining sector was the standout, with Fortescue Metals up nearly 5%. The tech stocks did okay as well, with Xero rising 2.7% and Afterpay up 1.6%. The bank stocks were mostly down, so too the retailers. It was a tough day in the office for the gold stocks, even though the price of the precious metal is around $1,900 an ounce. Newcrest Mining was down 3.3% and Resolute Mining was 2.5% lower. It was an even tougher day for Costa Group, which said its first half result would be marginally higher than last year, with strong international operations offset by poor domestic produce conditions. What's that mean? They can't find enough fruit and veggie pickers. Investors weren't impressed and its share price tumbled 23%. Fisher & Paykel's share price fell 6% after it failed to provide earnings guidance for the year ahead, despite announcing a surge in profit. Net profit was up 82% for the year to March on the back of a surge in demand for hospital products. But since then, the outlook has been much less clear. And one thing investors don't like is uncertainty. Domino's was another one to fall sharply today, down almost 5%. AMP was the best performer of the top 200 today. Now that's not something I think I've ever said before in 12 months of podcasting on Fear and Greed. I'm going to say it again. AMP was the best performer of the top 200 today. The rise came despite the corporate regulator commencing civil proceedings against 5 companies that were or are parts of AMP, alleging they charged life insurance premiums and advice fees to more than 2,000 customers, even though they were dead. AMP's share price finished up 8.5%. TPG Telecom was the next best of the top 200, up 8.1%. In economic news, capital spending jumped more than 6% during the March quarter, with spending on plant and machinery surging. Government incentives undoubtedly helped encourage investment, and the rise will add to growth in the March quarter GDP numbers, which are due for release next week. Encouragingly, forecasts of future spending also increased, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Meanwhile, business conditions remained stable during May, with less than 10% of companies expecting a drop in revenue in June. The survey from the ABS shows that since the end of March, 20% of businesses have stopped accessing support measures such as wage subsidies or rent deferments. The Aussie dollar is buying 77.4 US cents, and just recapping Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average ended flat, the S&P 500 was up 0.2% and the Nasdaq was up 0.6%. That's it for the afternoon market report for Thursday, the 27th of May 2021. Join me tomorrow morning for the regular edition of the Fear and Greed Business Headlines. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening. If you like Fear and Greed, make sure you check out Mark Burris's podcast, The Mentor. Mark sits down with Aussie entrepreneurs of every size and stripe to find out what makes them tick and shares their stories of failure and success. The Mentor, available on all podcast platforms.